Good morning, sports fans. Today is Sunday, August 2nd, 2026. You're watching Rate Game Live, the show formerly known as Rate Game Live, now known as Good Morning Sports Fans. And before I get ahead of myself, all right, set up the audio. I have the show banner. Just a friendly reminder that it has been 5,653 days since the Jets' last playoff appearance, and your New York Knicks are the 2026 NBA champions of the world. So that is life as a New York sports fan. You have one team with a 15-year playoff drought and the other champions of the world. I'll take it. I'll take it 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. So cheers to that, but much to get into. Certainly with Major League Baseball and the happenings around the trade deadline. Take an interesting look at what the Dodgers are doing to baseball. What everybody, certainly the casuals, will seemingly cry for when it comes to these negotiations and the inevitable eventual lockout. So a lot of juice in the cup today. Lots to talk about. But before we get there, have to kick the show off the same way that we do every single time that you see my mug, and that is by asking and then answering the question that is singular in nature, but diverse in the coverage and where it goes, and that is, were the sports good? Were the sports good? How were the sports the last 24 hours? Well, if you're not familiar with Rate Game, I'll give you the 30-second elevator pitch. This is a place where sports fans rate games they love to watch. And then I am the guy who is building it. My name is Nick George. And I take all the ratings from the fans, from the people on the platform. And then I pretty much make a show out of it. I make content out of it. I talk about sports and I use fan sentiment, the takes, the ratings, trending topics, clips, to bring it to you, kind of package it all up, deliver it on a nice little platter. And I make sure that there is no gambling nonsense in that dish. No fluff, no toxicity, none of those bad ingredients. I am trying to make sure that there is a place for the sports fan that just loves sports for the game itself. That's it. No catch, no gotcha. The app is free, by the way. It's on iOS, Android. You can also get it on the web, rategame.io. And without further ado, we'll take a look at those sports and we'll ask and then answer that question. Were they good? Yeah, they were. Seems they were pretty good. Green means go. Green means good. Yesterday, by the way, this is the brand new dash. We just had an overhaul of the dashboard, brought a little bit more color to it. It was already color coded. We'll always have the numbers associated to colors. We'll always have that relationship. So 0 to 3.3 is red, 3.4 to 6.6 is yellow. Anything 6.7 and up is green. So yesterday it was 31 games played across 3 leagues. You had 277 ratings on the platform. 182 of those were in the last 24 hours. That's how we arrive at the 6.8. Major League Baseball leading the way with 103 ratings on the board. Then you had Major League Soccer with 14 matches played, only 54 ratings. And the WNBA with 2 games, but those games were good. Those games carried an 8.4. So WNBA actually leading the way in terms of entertainment value and fan sentiment. Major League Baseball leading the way with volume. So you take all those and you divide it by the number of games, the total number of ratings by the number of games. That's how you arrive this bad boy right here, the 6.8. Pulse over here will tell you the ratings as they come in, hour by hour, when we have it on the date filter. And then you can actually customize the date range here. So if we take a look back at July, 500 games played during that month, and we had 5 active leagues, 10,664 ratings in the 24-hour window, and then 15,366 canonically. That means overall. So we will, I'm glitching here. Hold on one second. I wonder if that's a symptom of my network or if it's why. 1 second. Just switch Wi-Fi off. We'll see what happens. I think it's defaulting to Wi-Fi, and the Hardwire Ethernet is always the move when you're streaming, especially. I should know better. I'm a veteran now. I've done 110 episodes of this. All right, so here we go. Back to the basics here. We had a noteworthy trade last night. We had, hold on one second. I got to see if I'm glitching on web too, because this is bothering me. Got to see what I look like. I got to go meta for it for a second. Oh yeah, I am glitching. Look at this. Like if I pick my head up, it's slow, right? It's so weird though. The screen is not. Huh. Weird. Maybe if I go back and then I go over here. No. Does that fix it? Interesting. Let me see. Let me go out. Okay, so I just don't know if anybody can hear me. I don't know if my screen is like able to be tested. I just hate the fact that there's a delay. I'm gonna Google how to fix delay. Close heavy background apps or extra browser tabs. Switch to wired Ethernet connection. I did that. And refresh your browser, re-enter the studio if audio and video drift out of sync. Okay, let's see. BRB. Did this fix my latency? No. Kinda, actually. Oh, nice. I think we might be back. All right, cool. All right. So, Tarek Skubal, yes. Traded to the Dodgers. Yes. Came in at, I think, like 11 o'clock last night. So it was breaking news. And as long as I'm up and something like this happens, I will come in and create the actual documented post about it. And that's exactly what I did. So I took and I credited Jeff Passan, even though it seems like he wasn't the first one to break it. There was another insider who is getting credited right now. But we'll take a look at the trade. There he is. Per Jeff Passan, Los Angeles Dodgers are acquiring Tyler Skubal for outfielder Zaire Hope. Apparently he's the 25th overall MLB prospect. Right-hander River Ryan and right-hander Brady Smith. So obviously this happens late at night, and you wake up this morning, you go on the timeline, and everybody's up in arms. Dodgers are ruining baseball. Lockout is imminent, and it will be grueling, and probably it will surpass the, I think it was like 89-day stretch that we had in 2022. Somebody in the Rate Game chat was telling me that I think that might have been that Mojo that actually was telling me, hey, what's up? How we doing? Good morning. Glad you're with us. So what is the sensible thing to conclude here? Well, I don't know if we can conclude anything just yet, but certainly there is a lot of noise, a lot of commotion coming from, I think, anybody who follows the sport that says, you know, the Dodgers are essentially forcing everyone into hatred territory, saying, you know, with a roster like this, with pitchers that are between them, what, I think 4 Cy Youngs, then you have, let me see this. TSN had a good graphic. There it is. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, just all-stars, right? These guys are obviously all-stars. These are just the 3 pitchers that don't have any actual official accolades other than the All-Star game. You have a 4-time MVP. Should have been in the firmly in the Cy Young race. Who knows? I mean, he's probably not going to pitch again for the rest of the year, unfortunately. They'll probably save him for the playoffs. I'm talking about Shohei Ohtani. But had he stayed healthy, he absolutely would have been your NL leading Cy Young candidate. And then you have Blake Snell, 2-time winner already. Tarek Skubal, 2-time winner already. Robleski and Glasnow and Snell Snell and Glasnow right now. Robleski, I think he's pitched more innings than he ever has. But those 2 guys, Glasnow and Snell, are currently not pitching. Neither is Shohei. But just looking at this on paper, it's kind of, Yamamoto, they could have put World Series MVP. Should have. I mean, why is that not there? It's actually a great call out, Flame. Also, good morning. So, yeah, I think, you know, you're looking at this as a baseball fan, as somebody who just enjoys the sport, and it's just frustrating. It's just kind of disappointing. And you want to be angry at the Dodgers. I think you want to really pin it on somebody. You want to put a face to this. Like, who is responsible for this atrocity? Who makes this How is this allowed? Well, obviously because there's no salary cap. And that is like the glaring issue. That is the war that we are about to witness in baseball. Players versus owners. Who is going to flinch? Who gets the salary cap? Do they get the salary cap? Do the players have it in them to forego a entire season of play? Or how long will it go? Because now, for the uneducated, you look at this and you're like, the Dodgers are disgusting. What is wrong with them? How could they? But if you care to educate yourself and you kind of take a little bit of a closer look, there's no salary cap. So it works both ways. If there's no salary cap, then every other team has the same opportunity at Tarek Skubal. Every ownership group, if they could afford it, could have done this, should have done this. Why is it the Dodgers, and consistently only the Dodgers, who make trades like this, make moves like this, take risks like this? Why is it only the Dodgers? Every other team has the same opportunity. Every other team and their ownership group, by and large, are billionaires with a B multiple times over. Most of the time, most of the case. So why not just spend the money? Why not compete with the Dodgers? Play the same game. Play the same game. What's the point? Why not? What is the answer here? What are we missing as casual fans? Little Caesars wasn't enough. Yeah. So do you blame the Dodgers or do you blame every single other ownership group, Tigers included, Brewers included, that just sat on the sidelines and let this happen? I think it's very easy to look at the Dodgers and say, this is the Dodgers' fault. Screw the Dodgers. The Dodgers are ruining baseball. and the 29 other ownership groups would love for you to believe that. But don't be fooled. Every other team had the same opportunity. There's no salary cap. You're not going to get penalized. Go after the guy. Compete. Don't sit here and complain and say the Dodgers are ruining baseball. You're ruining baseball by just letting it happen. You are complicit. Talking about the MLB owners. And I think the interesting thing that I started to look at specifically to RateGame is because, we're able to rate the performance of the teams that we watch, specifically like the teams that we're fans of. And funny enough, this is like a little meta graphic that I built here. I had the idea to take a look at the percentage of payroll and then also the net worth of certain owners as it pertains to, let me just get this in here, fan joy and then overall sentiment, right? So you have pretty much like every single ownership group and their net worth, and then also the team payroll, and then the average rating or the fans of the teams and what they rate on average, like their team's games. So overall, and it's interesting enough, like who do we see as the outlier? The Los Angeles Dodgers. So when we think about like, hey, all these infinity stones that they're acquiring on the baseball field, does it equate to winning? And then more importantly, does it equate to the fans, the people that are supporting the team, that are showing up, that are going to the ballpark, that are buying the merch, that are watching on TV? Is it working? Is you spending the money and putting the best possible product on the field paying dividends in terms of your overall sentiment, your perception as a brand, as a franchise, as a professional organization, from the people in the community in the city. Here you have it. This is the only fan base on RateGame that is above a 7 in terms of fan sentiment. Look at this. The Mets with the biggest payroll, 9th place. So is it worth it to spend money? Yeah, I think so. Like, look at these teams over here. They never spend money on anybody. You have the A's as the outlier, which is crazy to me because John Fisher deserves a special place in baseball hell. Payroll as a share of the owner's fortune. The Castellanis put 30.6% of theirs for a 6.39. Cohen's record payroll cost him 1.7% of his net worth. Interesting stuff here. And look, I mean, if we think back to the World Series, the Dodgers went 7 games and they almost lost to the Blue Jays. So this almost happened. They almost had all of that for nothing. Because that's also the ultimatum, right? It's like, okay, you're going to go out and get this guy. You're going to get Skubal. You're going to get Kyle Tucker. These are players that you added after you won the World Series. You won the World Series last year. You went back to back. So you're going for the three-peat. And then you're just adding more ammo to the arsenal, more big weaponry. So if they don't win, if they don't go for the three-peat, massive, colossal failure, in my opinion. There's no other way to slice it. Yes. You're absolutely right, Caden. I am now, whoever the Dodgers play, I wrote this in my take last night because the Red Sox beat them 3-2. Let's go, Red Sox. Whoever the Dodgers play from here on out, I am a fan of. I'm a fan of that team. I'm a fan of the Dodgers' opponent. Even though they're playing by the rules, even though they're doing what any other team could have done, I still don't like it. I'm still going to root for the underdog. I want parity. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The gauntlets, I mean, talk about throwing a stake in the ground. They're saying we're going to three-peat. And if they don't, then what? If they don't three-peat, so the Dodgers don't three-peat, is the strike off? Are we not going to get a lockout? Will we forget quicker? Therein lies the real question. What happens if the Rays beat the Dodgers in the World Series? Or a team with a third of the payroll, a fifth of the payroll, a sixth of the payroll of the Dodgers? What if the Dodgers don't get to the World Series? The target on the back and the energy and the vibes that are going to be the bad karma that's going to be sent their way to fail is going to be incredible. Levels, like Caden said, that we've just never seen before. So, game on. I mean, trade deadline's not over, but that's by far and away like the biggest move that I think we'll see. I don't think anybody else. That was the prized possession. That was the biggest poker chip on the table. And the Dodgers just went and got it. So congratulations. The rich get richer, as they say. All right. Back to some highlights here. We did have a sensational buzzer beater in the WNBA last night. We had the Chicago Sky, who are still dealing with the fallout from Angel Reese, or maybe not. Maybe they've already moved on and they just don't care. But this was awesome. I'll put it up on the big screen. 3.2 seconds left. Chicago Sky down by 2. Here's the inbounds play.
The inbound. Here comes Carrington off a pair of screens. It's Taylor. Catches for the win. Taylor. Oh, my goodness. Sydney Taylor hits the 3. The Aces. One more chance. Oh, Chicago flips their fortune.
That was so close. I don't think people realize how close that was. That was like the Tyler Tanner shot from Vanderbilt versus Nebraska. Look at this.
Sydney Taylor hits the 3. The Aces, one more chance. Oh, Chicago flips their fortune, and they hit on their final shots.
Crazy.
For Sydney Taylor. She set the back screen and then had the screen to curl into it. Catch and shoot. Go
Great
for
play.
the kill. I love it. Look at Tom.
Great play. That's awesome. Undrafted rookie, by the way, Sydney Taylor. You love to see that. Oh, wouldn't have counted? Oh, wow. Dang. I almost didn't. I don't want to know that. I'd rather just have that as my own little ending to that game. Yeah, Dame Dollar Range for sure. Shout out Sydney Taylor. She is my player of the game, and hopefully yours too. Let's see. Hell yeah. Sydney Taylor is your player of the game. 16 votes and a 9-0. 3 Sky fans. Let's go. 9-5. 9-0 overall. That's awesome. Wow. 155-day streak. It's crazy, man. The barrier to get on the streak leaderboard I saw for like the top 10 now is, I think everybody's cleared at least 100. Yeah. Number 10 is at 110. Landon at, can you guys see this? Landon at 11 with 106. Crazy. This is going to be so crazy when like everybody comes back for football. It's like, wait, what? This is the leaderboard? We also had in the we had actually a very funny scene. So we had the debut of what I think is going to be a, I guess, like experimental league or like an upstart league. I'm not sure what the plan is here, but the Women's Professional Baseball League made its debut last night with their opening game. And of course they had the national anthem, the inaugural national anthem. I promise if you haven't seen this yet, just brace yourself for what is about to happen here. This is, I will say, one of the most unique national anthems I've ever heard.
Or the ramparts we watched
were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Kind of saved it, I guess. Oh my God. Wow. I was like that All-Star game. Was that the NBA All-Star game that one year where was it like Fergie or somebody? Or maybe it was like Iggy Azalea? I don't know. This was not intentional. Not intentional. I think they probably didn't practice. That's not nice. I would not do that. I wouldn't want to do that. That's a funny thought though, Caden. Yeah. So congratulations to the Women's Professional Baseball League. I will be keeping an eye on it, seeing what happens there. I imagine that the thing that's different about this league from anything in softball is that it's overhand pitching, right? Like, surely this isn't going to be just softball. This is like women trying to play baseball, like overhand pitching. So interesting. Very cool. I like it. I hope it works. I hope it takes off. I hope people support it. I know this inaugural game, I think, sold out. So promising. All right. Final thing to close the show with, because I got some one-on-one time with my man Flame after this one. Infantino out? ? So obviously the least favorite FIFA leader of all time, which is really saying something because we had Sepp Blatter. Infantino, this guy, on the heels of probably the most successful, commercially at least, the most successful, it was Fergie. Okay. Thank you. That was going to be in the back of my mind, Caden. So yeah, on the heels of the most successfully commercial World Cup of all time, I think that's not crazy to say. You had this guy, this clown, who didn't do himself any favors like the entire tournament, just from the way he was omnipresent, seemingly at every match somehow, in the box seats where I guess, like, you know, important people were placed, all these VIPs, always surrounded himself with like all these suits. Obviously, it was next to Donald Trump at key moments, just super polarizing in a bad way, and, you know, bringing unwanted attention to himself. All of the controversy with the VAR and Messi getting special treatment, and then the red card with just very, very suspicious, weird guy. Not to mention the fact that he just looks evil. He looks like somebody that you would cast in to play the evil sports commissioner leader in a movie. Like, he's just so, just his physiology, you know, the bald guy, like, almost looks like a Wii character, like from Wii Sports. Comes out on, I think it was like Thursday or Wednesday, that he is trying to, Despicable Me, exactly, Gru. He is trying to raise money to I don't even know. Like that's the thing. It's like he's trying to raise money from the Middle East pretty much exclusively so that they could gain influence over future. It's pretty much like I am trying to collect bribe money. And it wasn't like there was no it didn't make any sense to me. Like, what was the point of this? So obviously within like 24 hours, word gets out that this is like straight corruption. He's not even trying to hide it. 48 hours, all of the confederations are coming together and saying, what is this? We're certainly not going to endorse this. And not only that, like this, you should resign. You should not only should you take this off the table, you need to be gone, man. And I think the interesting thing that's starting to come out now is that he had this lined up while the World Cup was going on. In New York, there was a meeting that was supposed to happen before the final where he was going to pitch this idea, like behind closed doors, riding the momentum of what was this? Before the final, you had Argentina versus Spain, like two incredible FIFA countries, top markets. So he, in his mind, thought, perfect time to make this pitch to see, to kind of check the pulse, see if people would take the bait. And apparently the meeting got canceled. So he had to wait until after the World Cup concluded to actually hatch this plan or put this plan in motion. And apparently by the time, it made its way to whoever it was that he, eventually like seeded this, word got out. And now here we are on Sunday. This was on Friday when the boycotts started coming in. Here we are on Sunday. I don't know if this guy's going to make it through the weekend. I think by this time, tomorrow or Tuesday, we might have a new FIFA president. Let's listen in on this little piece from Sky Sports because it's pretty telling.
We start with breaking news and an embarrassing U-turn from Gianni Infantino, who has scrapped his controversial plan to sell off stakes in FIFA competitions, including the World Cup. It comes after global criticism aimed at the FIFA president, who in a lengthy statement in the early hours of this morning admitted the project had created divisions and was no longer in the interest of its original objective. Infantino was in Morocco yesterday, celebrating their throne day, as governing bodies continue to criticize the proposals. And in another late media release, he admitted the majority of FIFA association members did not support him. Well, this is what he said. Having listened carefully to all the views, it has become clear that the project has created divisions of a nature that, regardless of the level of support, are no longer in the interest of the objective set out in the first place. Our purpose has always been, and will always be, to unite and improve. Well, as a result, this proposal will not proceed moving forward. My intent is to bring all interested parties back together in the coming days and weeks in the spirit of shared interest in our game, and with the objective to continue growing football everywhere, particularly in those countries that mostly need our support.
Sure. Definitely believe you. Definitely. What is he doing in Morocco? Like, what? Why? The World Cup's over, man. The World Cup's over. You don't like enough. No more publicity for you. Why are you in Morocco? Why is this guy treated as like a world leader or like a dignitary? He's nobody. We see him once every 4 years. Why does this guy think he has so much power? And who's going to replace this guy? We need this guy out of here yesterday. What a sorry little man. So weird. I'm so happy. I mean, it's like, obviously, this guy would have a half-baked plan that just blows up in his face. Like, look at him. Like, look at this guy. Unbelievable. Crazy. It's like, just when you think FIFA just can't get more FIFA, they go and do this and just completely set a new benchmark. Unbelievable. So yeah, we'll see. The countdown's on. I don't think he makes it through Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully, I don't eat my words, but if I do, that'll be a shame. That'll be a shame. All right, we have 4 minutes left until 10:30. So I will sign off and get ready for the day. Good chance I'm going to my first Rays game today. My first Rays game at 1:40. Haven't got my ticket yet, but I was looking and they are a steal. Be seeing the Chicago White Sox at the Trop for the first time. Very excited. My annual date, my inaugural Rays game. So stay tuned for that. Might make some content out of it. Might do a little stadium review of the Trop. I passed by it so many times, but I've only seen the inside from the ratings and whatnot and highlights. So we'll see what happens, but it's time to sign off. Reminder, RateGame is free. It's fun. It's for fans of all ages. It's a great day to rate some sports games. Happy Sunday to everybody. I will see you tomorrow, bright and early, 7 a.m.